Oh, baby, the episode we've been waiting for quite some time now. New episode of the Curfew Boys podcast, NHL trade deadline, March 8th, 2024, has finally come to an end. And I can tell you one thing, we are excited to talk to you guys about what went down on trade deadline day. It's episode 200 of the Curfew Boys, by the way, which makes it that much special. And I'm glad that you guys can all tune in, new listeners, or if you've been here since the beginning, thanks for tuning in. I am Sammy with my boys, the stats man, Joey. And,
I know.
and unlike certain Vegas Golden Knight players on the LTIR, Adri is back in the lineup. My man, how you doing?
Not bad yourself.
Not too bad.
I'm good. Don't worry. I've been
It's
there.
good to see you. It's good to see you. He's off the LTIR. He's back in the lineup. He's not a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, and we're gonna get to that later on. Gentlemen, happy Friday. How y'all doing?
TGIF.
TGIF.
They got
TGIF.
Some of us,
TGIF.
some of us still work on Saturdays, Joey.
Well, still, it's TGIF.
That's
it
going
has
back.
anything to work.
Yeah,
I know
usually,
how complicated it is for work, but still.
thank God it's Friday means you're off on Saturday, but not in my case. Not this week, at least. Next week, yes. So,
Well, thank God it's Friday because it's a Curfew Boys episode.
that is very true. Listen, guys, I know I mentioned that episode 200 is special, but I also made an announcement at the end of our last episode that we got something special going on for this one. Not only is it our 200th episode, but we are partnering up. This episode is sponsored by Quick Feet. So what is Quick Feet? Quick Feet is basically a hockey insole company that, it ensures that you're perfectly positioned every time you pivot and turn when you're on the ice. So you could slide one or two or three of these Quick Feet insole inserts with your existing insoles, and it gives you more power and stability on the ice. Quick Feet actually managed to partner up with over 150 NHL players and players like James Van Riemsdyk, Austin Matthews, Max Pacioretty. They've all trusted Quick Feet to elevate their game. And listen, whether you're competing at the highest level or you're just skating for fun, or if you're someone that's a coach, if you're a skating coach as well, Quick Feet actually provides the ultimate enhancement for anyone looking to maximize their performance. We here on the Curfew Boys episode right now, we are offering a promo code. If you head over to quickfeet.com, you can get a 10% discount with the promo code Curfew Boys 10. That's Curfew Boys 10. You type that in, you'll get a 10% discount on your purchase, and you'll be able to skate into a new era of on-ice performance. Elevate your game with Quick Feet, where every stride counts. And in all honesty, guys, I've played with the soles on when ones that I played on Wednesday night. And how it works is it's an awesome package. You get instructions in this, both English and French. And for both skates, both your left skate and your right skate, you get 3 insoles each. And what it does is actually flattens out your foot. I've played with these on Wednesday. And I swear to God, like, if you guys know hockey skates, the boot, the toes are usually a little bit more downwards than the heel. I put in 3 of these, and my foot was flattened. I tell you, it wasn't a placebo effect. Like, I really felt the difference within my edge work, within my skating. The best part about it is, like, as much as like you think you're gonna need time to adjust, very, very quickly able to adjust to this new feeling, and it's actually. I played a great game. Not to sound great. You want to know how I scored? I scored. I'm not joking.
Gallagher away.
No, David Savard in Nashville way.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God, I'm not joking. But to make things even better, I was at the faceoff in the offensive zone. I lost the draw, so the centerman wins the draw to his defenseman, goes behind the goal line. He's in the left corner. Like, if you're facing the opposition, he's in the left corner. He wanted to clear the puck behind his goalie, but he hit it off the glass and off like the I guess the stanchions that holds the glasses together. The puck bounced behind the goalie and into the net, and I was awarded the goal. I swear to God, I am not making this up. I couldn't even script this if I wanted to. And listen,
When did you
if
score it?
this was Wednesday night, so type in Curfew Boys 10, Curfew Boys 1-0, and you'll be able to score goals
Score
even
like
off the
Sammy.
glass. You'll be able to score like me or like David Savard. No, but in all honesty, like I
David
actually
Savard
felt,
was inspired.
dude, I felt great on the ice with these, and I'm looking forward to trying it again. Like I'm gonna experiment. I played with 3 souls. I'm gonna see how it feels with like 2 at least, and it's really cool. It comes with there's a bar there's a code on it that you could scan, and it gives you a video like how to test out if you need 1 or 2 or all 3 insoles on each foot. It's really cool. It's a simple, easy package. It comes with the instructions, both English and French, and you have the code over here. Sorry, over here. It's really cool. We're honestly very excited to partner up with these guys. Alex Sills, who played in the Quebec Major Juniors with the Quebec Ramparts, I think he played with the Phoenix Sherbrooke, and he played hockey for University of McGill. So very, very nice guy. We're super excited, happy to be partnered up with them, and we look forward to the future with these guys. So what a way to start promoting and getting sponsored by these guys on episode 200, NHL trade deadline. But most importantly, regarding the Montreal Canadiens, Jake Allen has been traded to the New Jersey Devils, and this whole circus roller coaster ride of a 3 goalie system finally comes to an end. And throughout the day, our listeners need to know this before.
Okay, so we're starting this right away.
I think, well, I really think it's the subject of the night, unless you got something you want to break up. I mean, listen. Okay, well, here, hold on. The question was raised when Jake Allen was in net against the Nashville Predators. The question was, will this be his last game as a Montreal Canadian? I personally thought no. I swear to God, I actually thought that Hughes would not have been able to pull off a deal. I thought we were going to see Jake Allen stay with the Canadiens. I thought he was going to get traded at the end of next season. Because he's got another year left on his contract, I thought that's what was the difference maker. Same thing with David Savard. And little did we know, Kent Hughes got it done. Jake Allen's last game was against Nashville Predators, and he won. The team won.
And Joey, how was that trade?
The Allen trade?
Oh, wait, before hold on. Can I mention one thing to our audience though?
No.
Yes. The audience needs to know. Tonight's episode is basically a 2v1 episode. You have Joey and Adri versus me tonight. Throughout the day, everybody knows by now, we have our own group chat. We exchange messages when the trade went down. I feel one way about this trade. I know you two feel a different way about this trade. We could get on it. We could talk about the Nashville game a little bit. Joe, you can answer Adri's question.
What do you want?
You want me to start? Yeah.
Buddy, you get
the return for the trade isn't bad. What's bad is how the whole thing was managed. That's what I don't like. And I'm sorry. I don't hate Kent Hughes. I'm not trying to be on the other side of this. But I thought he and Marty St. Louis and Jeff Gordon handled the goalie situation poorly. We went with 3 goalies all the way up until the Nashville game, which you're talking March. You start the season October. That is way too long. I think throughout that time, it devalued Allen's Allen. Yeah, I was gonna say
it devalued Allen's value.
Yeah, exactly. It devalued Allen a lot. He didn't get as many games. I don't think he got into rhythm. Now, would he have been better if he played more? We don't know. The question is out there, but surely to me, he wouldn't have been worse. That's what I think. I think Montreal defensively have gotten better than last year, and he had a much better season last year. We're not great defensively. I don't find our structure's been good this season. I questioned that with Marty St. Louis already on a previous episode, but I do think having the 3 goalies and managing really devalued Allen and ended up us. To me, it felt like we're just trying to get rid of him at this point. So I felt that asset was handled poorly by Hughes, Gorton, and St. Louis. So I'm okay that they traded him. I just don't like the return. I like the return of what was, what was left, what we could have done with Allen. But I don't like taking the 50%. I really don't. Because next year, yes, we
Not
do
for our
get Jeff
third.
Petrie back. We do Jeff Petrie's contract back, retaining him,
Yeah.
and Joel Edmondson.
No, Edmonton's done at the end of this season.
Yeah, Edmondson and Petrie are done.
No, we still have Petrie, and then we have Allen next year as well.
I heard two of them. I think I saw two of them are done by the end of the year.
No, don't call ours. Oh my God, I can't pronounce it.
Alsner.
Carl
Jesus.
Alsner's buyout ends this year.
So Petrie ends next year.
Petrie ends next year, and so does Allen. But Joel Edmondson's contract buyout.
Is this year. Okay, I read it.
Yeah.
I read it opposite. That makes it even a little worse because
Alsner.
next season's trade deadline, we can only retain one salary, and that's like the biggest. That's one of the biggest asses right now to get something is retaining salary. So like Monahan, I was praising it. We got a first. By the way, Monahan's trade when we compared to someone like Toffoli, who's been doing great, he didn't even fetch you a first where Monahan did. We didn't retain salary. That was wonderful. But this on the other hand, I can't say it was great. It was all right, but they set themselves up to get this back. So I think they made the failure out of this.
Okay,
Allen.
I see what you're saying, but the main reasons because they didn't want to send Primo through waivers. He would have gotten claimed.
Too
No
bad.
matter what the situation is, Sam,
I
it's a
don't know.
shitty situation, but they put themselves in it.
They
They
sorry,
did that
Joe.
all themselves. So to me, I
Exactly.
don't find they did this well. They handled this very well.
Like he did it to himself. Look at the value he got. That's fucking squat.
Bah, I don't consider the third round squat though.
It's
You
the third
know what?
round
For Allen
fine.
trade deadline,
For
where prices are
for-
the highest,
for
third is
retaining?
not the.
Man,
No.
For a goalie, dude, and for everything we've been saying that like Allen's barely playing, and I get what you guys are saying, like the concern is mismanaged. Was it mismanaged? Do I look at it that way?
Yes.
I'm not going to say you're completely wrong. I don't know if I completely agree. I just think it was the card that they were dealt. I think it was a good thing not to get rid of Primo like that, like to lose him for nothing.
Yeah, but they should have taken care of this in the summer. That's the thing, is they put themselves in this situation. It's not somebody did that forcefully.
Look,
and they were stuck with it.
maybe they really thought that no, we'll be able to send Primo down, no problem. But then they got reports saying like, no, like you're gonna lose this kid for nothing if you send him through waivers.
But they didn't
Yeah,
project
but
that.
even at that,
I get it.
how are they also going to lose him if he's not even playing because he's in part of this 3 goalie fucking stupidity?
If you're talking about Primo,
Yeah.
I mean he's still a young goalie. Like
Yeah,
he's still,
yes, but again, you're doing the fucking carousel of the 3 goalies. So they're all like I said, Montembeault has his contract. So whether he plays good or bad, he's staying on the team.
Well, that was another thing too, though. They weren't sure yet what was going on with Montembeault. Don't forget. That
Sam, we kind of knew it. We knew they were going to sign him.
Yeah, but
they knew long ago they were.
But dude, Joe, you never know. With some of these player agents, it's like, no, look what my client did with Canada at the international championship tournament. You know what I mean? Like, at the same, like I know as much as we believe in Kent Hughes being an ex agent, knows how to work this shit out. Like you still don't know yet. And like if Montembeault's agent would have, if him and his party would have asked for too much, maybe they wouldn't have re-signed him. And then so you know what I mean? Like they really
they wouldn't have been kept Primo and Allen as their 1 and 2 at that case.
Why? Well, why not? Why not? It's you're having Montembeault as your 1 and 2
backwards.
Yeah, you went back.
Well, no, I mean you still have a veteran goalie.
Primo the starter. I'm saying if contract talks. I'm saying if contract talks. You're saying if contract talks of Montembeault didn't go well. To me, if they didn't go well, means they were going to find somebody for him because we're not going to extend them.
Well, maybe they were going to trade Montembeault.
Think of this hypothetical situation. Okay, if they trade him, that's what I said. They're going backwards with having Allen and Primo. I don't think that was ever going to happen. You're going backwards.
I don't think that was ever going to happen either. But at some point, but at the same time too, you can't get rid of Jake Allen before knowing that you secured who you really wanted as a number one goalie on this team.
Yeah, but maybe they would have traded Monty for
okay, but even at that,
someone else
Sam,
to get another goalie.
yeah, Adri's right, and even at that, Sam, you're devaluing Allen by doing 3 goalies all year. You put yourself in this.
Okay, you say devalue. I get it. They put themselves in this. You say devalue. If let's say the goalies would have been both Allen and Montembeault, no Primo in this, what do you think you would have gotten for Jake Allen? It's an honest question.
How well he played. If this was him last year, they would have gotten definitely a better return. Maybe
you think they would have got?
I think if this was Allen last year, yes.
A third. You think? Okay, so you're saying an actual, because of what the return was, a conditional 3rd round pick. You say you would have got
which the conditional is. It's not going to be a second. I mean, it's 40 games plus the team making playoffs next year.
Dude, I believe New Jersey can make the playoffs next year if they stay healthy.
It's the 40 games, Sam. You think he's going to play half the games?
Dude, I don't. Who they traded Vanacek? I don't. And Nico Dawes is going to go down to the minors probably. Yeah, I don't know who's.
If they got him, it's because
if they get Markstrom like they were supposed to, then yes, forget it. We're not getting it.
But I don't know if he'll be a starter. I really don't know if he'll.
But Joe, I think they got him to be the starter.
I don't know. This is next year we're talking about, not now. This is next year.
No. I know. You know what? You know what the funny thing is I really thought he had to play a total of 40 games with New Jersey starting.
No, it's only next year.
Yeah, right now.
But it's not even that. It's the 50% because next year you have a huge opportunity to get rid of Armia and Savard, and you only have one slot.
I truly think you could.
But they're also talking about getting rid of Savard in the summer.
Yeah, but again, Adri, I think for teams,
Joe,
it's going to be hard. Joe,
I hear with the cap going up, though. Do you think it might help?
A little bit, but I still think it's not enough for teams to again devalue an asset of retaining salary. Mm-hmm. So to me, having Armia and Savard, those are type of contracts you might have to retain next trade deadline.
I think you can get
spot for one.
I think if you again, hopefully they find the right partner for it. I think one of those players you could actually get rid of the full contract because it's the end of the year. That's the hope, and one of those guys you could retain.
But you're limiting because of what you did with Allen. That's to me.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time too, you're limiting. It's even next year. I'm actually okay with it because next year, like you might think, oh well, we could have done something with that money or whatever. I don't know. If you're concerned, Joe, is like, well, right now we only have room to retain one more contract instead of 2, and you're there thinking like it could have been Savard and Armia, or it could have been Dvorak and Savard, or it could have been Dvorak and Armia. Yeah, you know what? I agree with you on that. I actually see your point. But to me personally, next year is the last of like all the dead weight contracts, except for the 2 big ones, except for the Gallagher's and Anderson's contract. But the rest, like,
yeah, but the whole point is to get something for it. So if a team cannot take Dvorak, Savard, or Armia because we cannot retain salary, we lose the opportunity. I don't care about the money. To me, the cap part and Montreal,
unless it's because
they're not competing right now. But Adrian, what I'm talking about is next year a team comes to you saying, "Hey, I have a really enticing offer for Dvorak, but you need to retain 30%." They can't do it because let's say
but then they can also get somebody else involved. Like Montreal has done.
Look at Tampa.
You make it harder by involving somebody else.
But it's still possible. Look what Tampa did with they did it with Toronto's trade. Labushkin. I can't pronounce this fucking guy's name.
Yeah, they involve somebody. I get it, but it makes the trade harder. And to me, Ken Hughes isn't the easiest to deal with, as you can tell. He's waiting for what he can get. So I feel we may lose out on opportunities because we don't have enough slots. I would have been more comfortable with 2 slots rather than 1. The third round pick, I mean, not that I care less, but we have a bunch of picks. For me, it was the slot retention and especially the amount of contracts ending at the end of next year. So the opportunities are less now trading guys to retain salary when it comes to next trade deadline. Yes, I am thinking a year and ahead, but that was the first thing that came to my mind with Jake Allen. Whereas in the summer or something managed better, if a team really wanted him, they would have paid his full salary. So that's where I found it was managed poorly from the beginning. Whether it was Marty or Kent, I don't know whose idea was it to play with three goalies, but we're the only one that did this. So personally, in the end, I was okay with the what we got back, but I wasn't okay where we were kind of like, I felt like we just gave him away because of what we did to him and to the goalies in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I get the salary retention, but it's
I wouldn't
I
say
I thought it was sorry, AJ. I thought it was foreseeable. Go, AJ.
I wouldn't care for the retaining, but a second conditional, not a fucking third.
I'm the opposite. I care for the retaining. The pick itself, I don't know if at this point you would have gotten higher than maybe last year, but not this year.
Personally, I thought a fourth or lower we were gonna get. So the fact that we got a third, which we drafted Jacob Fowler in the third round, I'm just saying.
But Sam, last year you traded him. You think you get higher than a third? I think you do.
Last year, yeah.
I think you do. He stole way too many games to not get.
I think you could get. I think you could have gotten a second for him last year. I understand that.
It might have been the time or an off season. That might have been the right, to me. That might have been the right time because again, we weren't going to.
Yeah, but Primo wasn't ready to be the backup like he is now to Montembeault. Not last year.
He did play a handful of games, and they were kind of leaning towards
he would. And let's be honest, those games he played compared to games he's played this season.
I maybe I think of it as we're not going anywhere, so it's time to develop him. We weren't going anywhere last year.
Yeah, but he was having a lot more success developing in Laval than
he ended up staying with Montreal.
He ended up going back to Laval. Remember, he led them to the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe then in the summer would have been best time for Allen after coming off that season.
It could, dude. It could be that he tried all year to get rid of him for without retaining or anything, and just nobody was budging.
It could be, but again, to me, running the three goalies, I hated it from the start. So I'm glad it's done now because again, we're the only team that did this, and it's cool if you want to try something different from everybody else, but not this.
I don't know. There were other teams that had three goalies. New Jersey had three goalies.
No, I kept hearing time and time again. We're the only one that would rotate.
It was only us that
okay, I guess so on a consistently inconsistent basis, or I don't know what the heck I'm saying.
You don't find our goaltending has played worse this year than last year as a whole?
Yeah, of course, because the system. I'm not saying I like the three goalie system, not in the slightest.
But I
understand why. I understand. I do understand why they were dealt a shitty hand. Management was dealt a shitty hand. Both, dude. Everybody involved was dealt a shitty hand with this three goalie system. Management was dealt a shitty hand. The coaching staff now, like Marty, having to decide, well, fuck, who do I put in net? The goalies were dealt a shitty hand because it's like, okay, well, you don't know when you're getting to start, so how do you mentally prepare yourself? They always say you got to be ready no matter what. Yeah, that's great and all, but it's difficult. And when you know, it's like, okay, well, I'm dressing Montembeault and Primo next game. Well, it's like, well, what is Allen doing at practices? Like, he's not that he's not doing anything, but like he's not getting game time practices or reps within his practices. So they were dealt a shitty hand.
The coaches were, I don't think the management. I think the management were the ones who dealt the shitty hand. That's different. I think they dealt.
I don't know.
They handled this badly.
Of course, you're giving it to Joey. It's you two versus me, so you give him all you want. Give him all
the alley-oops you want. I love Kent too, but I will say when I feel it is not right, I will personally come out on our podcast and say they did it wrong. And I
want you, Joe. I don't want you to agree with me all the time, like, or else this podcast is going to be boring. This is why it's
Oh,
fun.
you're
We
right.
get to
I
talk.
just
No,
I
but
know
you got-
some fans prefer if we always agree with what they do, but in this
no,
case, I
dude,
can't.
Joe. If there's one thing, I think the Curfew Boys, who we are as a podcast, and one thing you learn from me is we don't follow the narrative. We
Right.
say it as it is, and we say facts. Now, but I want to look at the perspective of management being like, they wanted to send Primo down. I find it hard to believe that management really entered the season being like, yeah, you know what, let's keep the three goalies. Like I
You're
don't
right.
believe
Yeah,
that. I don't
I don't believe that
I
either.
refuse to
Okay,
believe
but
that. There's no way.
you're entering the season. You have 3 goalies. Just send them down right away before
No,
the season
because of the
starts.
waiver
Yeah,
claiming.
but
No,
even
They
before
put
the season
themselves in that
starts.
though. That's the thing is they tried, but they put themselves in the situation where they couldn't get out of it. But again, they did it to themselves. It wasn't as if they were dealt this from somebody else. The coaching staff was dealt a shitty hand because Marty St. Louis is like, oh shit, I have 3 goalies. What the
Yeah.
hell do I do? That I get, but the management put everybody else in the situation because they did this to themselves. That's how I see it.
yes, I
Yeah, but
I
question.
I see your point of view. I really do. But if you really want to say they did it to themselves, you could be like, well, maybe Kent should have offered Allen a 1-year deal instead of a 2-year deal.
That's too far back to like
I get
to
it,
know predict.
but I understand that. But if you know that it's between Montembeault and Allen, and you know that Primo, it's only a matter of time before he needs a shot at the NHL. And then you draft Jacob Fowler at the same time. But I'm trying to remember what came first. I think the extension came first. So
Before Fowler,
yes,
what you're saying? Oh,
yes,
to Montembeault?
no, Jake Allen's extension.
Yes, it did come before
So
Fowler.
you know what I mean? I
But
do get your point, Joe. I do, but I'm looking at it differently at the same time.
the whole waiver thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's off season, that doesn't does it
I don't think you
pertain?
could. I don't think you could send.
You can't send during off season.
You can't send a player down.
Well, meaning
during
off
off
season, like before the season starts. That he
no,
starts.
no, before training camp, no.
Okay.
Well, no, but the thing is, be given like players like Arbor Jack guy, Joshua Roy, you want to throw in Caden Gooley, because they're still on their entry level contracts, they're waiver exempt.
Okay.
They don't have to. But Primo, given at the age that he's at, the state of
he's not. Yeah.
He like, you know what I mean? It goes like, look at Armia. Armia had to pass through waivers.
Yeah.
You know, so like, no matter what, they had.
He didn't get claimed.
Well, I mean,
they
they
gotta take the contract.
It's okay. Next year he's gone next year. So
Well,
not that he's been bad or anything. Just next year's gone.
Anybody who's gone this year?
Pearson's done. Colin White is done. Chris
No
Weidman is done. Then you have Arbor Jacki, who's a restricted free agent. You have Justin Barron, who's a restricted free agent. You know who I'm surprised is still around? I thought Jesse Alonen would have gotten traded.
Does he have much value?
No, but I thought
at least he's good for us in shootouts. We seem to go there all the time.
But even
I know it's very negligible. I know it's very small.
He's actually got great hands in shootouts, but he's fucking missing by like this much. He's just hitting the post or just skinning the net.
To me, Sammy's still our second to third best shootout taker.
He is. I'm not taking that away from him.
I mean, if that's your specialty, to me, if that's your specialty,
that's all he's got for now.
Exactly. So, it's not going to help your game.
So no, but like I'm sorry. The maybe the salary retention thing isn't bothering me as much as it is the two of you schmucks.
It fucking bothers me, Sam. I'm telling you, it bothers me. The number having two people next year kills me. The number of it, I'm OCD with numbers.
Yes, I know that.
This is I almost
went into crazy because of the stats.
I almost went into accounting for people who don't know. Like, I like things properly prepared, numbered wise. I like things properly prepared. I like to have enough room if you're gonna make like a cup run. Like, even in life, like I like things like done evenly, or I like, even when I train, like I like to, if I'm warming up or whatever, if let's say I'm at 9 minutes, I'll go to 10. I like everything to be so. Same thing when I see those retention slots and I see the amount of people we have contracts ending in 2 years and the amount of slots we have, and it's not on par to have enough to cover them all. Freaks me out. Just freaks me out because I want to get rid of them all.
You're a
I really
fucking
do.
freak. You know that?
Yes, because I want to get rid of them all. That's the whole
But
thing.
they're gonna go regardless.
Yes,
They're
but I
gonna
want
go-
as much asset
Okay,
back.
and,
To me,
and there's no
Okay,
one going
okay.
to this year
okay.
other than those guys
But
you
Joe,
said.
what assets
are
do you
minor.
think? What
Yeah.
assets do you think you're gonna get in return for? Let's try to foresee next season with David Savard, with Yoel Armia, and maybe Christian Dvorak, who's always getting a fucking season-ending injury before the deadline, a month or two before the deadline comes
He
around.
has
So
no value now. Well, I
even
think
if
with
he's
Savard and Armia, you can get something. Well, this is this year, depends next year. But look, I've criticized Savard, but I really think he's played a lot better this year. I think
Mhm.
he could have maybe netted anything between a first or second rounder. With Armia, maybe a
Okay.
mid round pick. But again, it's not that I want those picks like the third, fourth round, and Montreal are gonna draft this unknown gem like they did with like Tampa has done with like Kucherov and Point and all those guys. I
Second
mean,
round picks, third round
yeah,
picks.
yeah, there's a slight possibility, but to me, this is all generated towards I want Hughes and Gorton to get a bona fide offensive dynamo player. And to me, the only way you get this is unless you have an extremely high pick or you package up picks together and you get somebody like this and you find someone out there, something like the Eichel situation, which I think in hockey, I've always said hockey has had the least amount of power player wise, like going places. Like if you look at the NFL, like they want to leave, they're gone type thing. But
Mhm.
hockey's starting to where players don't want to be there. And it's happening a little more where players and certain teams don't see eye to eye. So certain players become available. I mean, I'm not going to talk character wise, but Eichel's a perfect example. Everyone talked about his character. Everyone was nervous about the surgery. It is a risk, but it certainly paid off for Vegas, and we'll talk about Vegas's trade deadline. What
Dude,
they
oh
did,
my god.
but they got Eichel and they won the cup. So they did well, and they have a number one center, which they gave
Bu-
up good
Buffalo
prospects and picks.
Buffalo's system and the way they manage that team is garbage, though. And
Yeah,
he didn't want to be a part of
um,
that anymore. Like,
yeah, but
like,
people made him out to be. I think people
dude,
made him out to be the bad guy
of
in this.
course they did. What's the narrative? Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. He got a coach fired. Oh, look at that. Now he wants to change. It's like, dude, you're
Yeah, but they don't know the backstory of
they don't
Buffalo and the
like
owners.
like
Player
like
power, Sam, is not a big thing in hockey compared to other
no, it's
sports.
especially compared to
And
football, basketball. I totally agree. But
and soccer, and I think
that's true
players
too.
should have more. Look, for us fans, it's exciting because players every year in soccer, football, you don't know where they're gonna go. Like big players,
Mm.
you're talking levels of Crosby, Malkin, Ovechkin in their primes. McDavid maybe a little less now because like it's hard to pry those type of talents in other sports. But those guys leave, and that's actually exciting as a fan for other sports watching it because
Mhm.
those guys going into another teams, how are they going to do? Are they going to be the same?
Yeah, but
Hockey, you don't see that as
Yeah,
much.
but yeah, but see, I like the whole that one franchise player plays with the team that drafted him his entire career.
I
I
don't
I
I like that
I
anymore.
I actually I love that, dude. Like, man, like seeing Yzerman play with Detroit his whole career, Sakic, yeah, okay, Nordiques, but Colorado,
Sam, if you get a
I
taste
I get
for
I get it,
the
I get it's
you get a
rare.
taste for the opposite, I think you would enjoy it. Like seeing Crosby
Oh,
somewhere
don't,
else, like
dude,
a big trade, like we would
don't get
talk
me
about
wrong,
it. You know what I
Joe,
mean?
Joey, don't get me
They,
wrong.
they,
Like
they, they
if
did a they did
McDavid,
a mock trade of Crosby to Colorado.
like if look, don't get me wrong, Joe. If Crosby goes to, I don't know why my voice just cracked there. If Crosby would end up signing with Colorado for 1 year left, 1 year contract, go try to win it with McKinnon. Of course, I'm gonna be fucking my pants might get a little wet. Yeah, because it's the two of them playing together. Yes,
But we would have a
but
chance at
it's
some of
but
these
it's
players
but
if they
it's
had more
so
power.
but to me, to my eyes and to my brain, it's so fucking weird seeing Crosby wearing any other jersey than the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I get
You
it.
get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
I
same
get
thing
it.
with
But
Ovechkin. If Ovechkin were to wear fucking Arizona Coyotes jersey. No disrespect to them, but tabarnak, that's not going to be a pretty sight. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I think exposure to other sports that have more player power and they move, that I'm used to it now, so it wouldn't weird me out because I've seen some guys that like I used to see like 10 years for one team. Like look at Messi in Barcelona. After seeing something like that, everyone should know who Messi is. After seeing him leave Barcelona to go to France, if Crosby were to do it, Ovechkin, I'm used to it now. But it's exciting to see how they would do. Like it would give Montreal a chance. I know we're not attractive in a way like we talked about this. The weather, the taxes. I get all that, but it would give us a chance yearly as a hope because I love free agency, trade deadline. Like I was on the Eichel thing like a hawk. Like I was looking at it like I was even believing fake rumors of him coming to Montreal because that was the hope. Like to have that every year for players and Montreal, when they get there, I think with Ken Hughes, he can pull off a big deal like this. So, anyways, it's something I like to see. And
I get it, but how it's I don't know. It's a rare thing, and if you want that talent, like you're saying, to package all those draft picks, like what GM in their right mind would actually make that move now? Like especially nowadays. Maybe back then, like what, like
just happened last year.
But Eichel won it out.
I know.
There's a difference, though.
But the thing is, if player power starts to turn, more players are going to act this way, and more players are going to want to leave. So you get more trade. This was the whole discussion about player power.
Hockey players are bred differently, man. There's something about loyalty when it comes to hockey players.
Yeah. There's definitely more than any other league, but I do see not slowly. I do see a little more of these opportunities showing up now than we did back then. Like Eichel, now it's Ingris we're talking about.
I think it's the money too.
It could be, but Zegras is an
example.
I'm
just saying we're comparing it to the other sports and all that. Montreal NHL doesn't have that much money compared to
basketball, football. Yeah,
no, basketball, football.
To attract.
No, like you said, the player power. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go there because they want me, and they're gonna pay me a F load of money.
Yeah, maybe
more. I don't even know why I said F load. Fuck load of money.
There we go. Nah, you're speaking my language. Well,
I just want Hughes to be ready. Asset management is a big thing for the Habs right now, and that's what I was saying about the devaluing of players, the retention. I want Hughes to be ready with as much ammo. So if a player becomes available or he wants to Zegras, it's like he goes to Anaheim and he brings like, hey, I'll give you like 5 fucking picks and 2 prospects. Give me Zegras. That's what I want him to do.
Well, he did go to Anaheim. But he got somebody else.
I just want Kent to be ready for that. He comes in with his I'm going to say big load of
so many draft picks. So my goodness.
I want him to have as many as possible. So Anaheim says, I want 8 picks. He says, sure, take them. It's like coming in with a suit full of cash. Give me the player, and I'll give this to you.
Joe, what fantasy world is this, though?
I don't care what it is. I want Montreal to pull off a big page, a big trade. I want them to be part of a big chaos. I want them to get like a massive player.
I'm with you, Joe, but we got to look at this realistically too, though. Come on, what
I said, I just want him to be ready. It doesn't have to happen now. So for him to be ready, I want him to maximize as many deals as possible. Mm-hmm. So I'm already thinking ahead of next year and what happened when Allen. Look, I know I'm going a little too far into this. I mean, it's one player, but I just want him to be ready to. If we have to get rid of all the contracts, get as much as we can in return, so we're ready if we want to get one of these players, because it doesn't seem like we're drafting one. So I saw reports about. I don't want to get into a draft talk as a trade talk, but I've seen reports about drafting a defenseman in the first round and literally threw my phone across the room.
If you're talking about Zane Parekh, though, Joe, you're gonna fucking love this kid.
I know. I've heard good things, but man, can we get a forward?
What if they're going after that forward via trade, though? Doing exactly what you're saying.
Yes, but I want them to be 100% ready in this Allen deal.
Well, if you want it to be 100% ready, give them the fucking time to do it. It can't just happen now. Well, the trade deadline's over. They can't do it.
I just want them to have as much asset as possible. So
the one and only time we keep saying that somebody like Anthony is right. He's probably gonna do it at the draft, like he did for New Hook and for Doc, and kind of like what he
Anthony's
did for
never right.
I agree. But look, I mean, look at the trade for Jacob Peltier. Jacob Perreault, sorry. Not Jacob Peltier. What am I saying? Jacob Perreault. Like, we could talk about that too. Like, you gave away, you traded a second round pick. I don't even and I loved Jan Misak in Laval, but and as much as, yes, theoretically he's a prospect, like, he wasn't. He was never gonna crack the lineup.
I had hope for Misak.
I had hope for him too.
At first, but now,
At first, then they drafted Owen Beck. You look at what Kapanen is doing in Europe right now, who's playing amazing like as a defensive centerman. Like, he's putting up points too, though. Like, you know what I mean? You still have Jake Evans in the mix, who's proven to be an amazing penalty killer.
2 years, by the way.
Yeah, but but like, dude, if you like, even if you sign Jake Evans into his 30s, mid 30s, but you keep him as a fourth line center for like 1 or 2 million a year, like, that's a good deal. Like, where do you see Jan Misak cracking that lineup? He's a hard worker. The kid works hard, but
with Owen Beck, it was always going to be hard.
As soon as Owen Beck came in, and then, dude, never mind what Kirby Dach is going to do at center. Like, forget it. There was no. So you traded a late first round pick who, at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, join the conversation. When we had the pick that we picked with Massar, like, I actually was hoping they could. No, that's not true. He was drafted in 2020.
He was drafted in Slafkovsky's year. Massar.
He was drafted. Yeah, exactly. So you're totally right. But I remember Jacob Peltier thinking that, like, this kid's not bad, but I think he had injury issues in junior, and that's why he dropped.
And if you look, I didn't see much about Jacob Peltier, but even him is I don't think his future is really with the Habs, right? Like, I haven't heard that he'll have an NHL future with him. So I think it was really just to help Laval.
Well, it definitely was to help Laval.
Time out. You're saying Jacob Peltier. It's Perreault.
Jacob
Perreault. Sorry. Yeah.
He said Jacob
Peltier. I'm like, what?
But you're right, though. I think it was to help. Look, I wanted to see a Laval game, and I think I messaged you, Sam, about it.
Yeah.
I think Misak was one of the most disappointing players I saw that night. And I don't watch as much Laval, but I can kind of see how his season was going. I don't think he was great.
Well, I mean, even in the minors, he's getting third line, fourth line role, and
he didn't look impressive
on and off the lineup. But, like, he's a hard worker. Well, maybe you just watched him playing, just having an off night. But, dude, you're bringing Jacob Perreault. Sorry, Jacob Perreault.
But that's not it, isn't it?
He's gonna play top. He's gonna play top six. But listen, maybe it's a change of scenery, and who knows what he could do. But you look at Jacob Perreault, him too, within the depth chart of Anaheim. I mean, with Zegras, then McTavish, they drafted Leo Carlson.
I think
then they go get Carter Gauthier, and they still have Troy Terry and Ryan Strome as their centerman. Like, it's kind of hard for him to crack the top six. And don't forget too, thank God, Joe, you mentioned he's drafted in 2020. Man, almost every single North American, like, Canadian player who was drafted that year, their development got screwed over because of COVID. Like, it's only now that guys like Byfield and Lafreniere are having a breakout season. It's only now, and they were drafted that year 1 and 2, because them too, their development seasons were a bit fucked up because of COVID. So imagine
those 2 years were hard.
So imagine a late first rounder who has a bit of injury issues.
Yeah.
So this was definitely to help out Laval, especially with the way Joshua Roy is playing. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna get sent down anytime soon, unless Laval makes the playoffs, which was another smart move that Kent Hughes did, in my opinion. Is putting on paper both Joshua Roy and James Struble on. They're going down, being sent down to the minors to be eligible to go down.
Isn't that standard? Don't teams wouldn't most teams do that?
They didn't do that for Arbor Jacki. So Arbor Jacki is not going to get sent down to Laval if Laval makes playoffs.
Yeah, why wouldn't they do that to help? I guess for his development.
I just think Joshua Roy. I just think Arbor Jacki right now just he Man, I saw him playing Laval. He was too good for the minors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, look, Joshua Roy right now, his last 2 games, he's proving that he belongs in the NHL.
Yeah. Like he
And I think he's gonna
technically
crack.
scored. I think he technically scored 2 goals last night, but that's
Yeah,
beside
that's
that
anyways.
goal.
I don't want to
Yeah.
get into that whole goalie interference, but all that to say is like, even though the goal was waved off, like he did all the right things to get
Yeah.
that goal.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Joshua Roy's really been improving. His goal against Carolina was really
Well,
was
that what
phenomenal.
about the one against Nashville?
And Nashville too.
Yeah.
Just fucking wrist. He just like a wrist shot.
He basically did the same goal twice.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
much.
he
Yeah,
made
it was very similar.
and he made a fool out of Roman Yossi, out of all defensemen in the league.
Yep.
Kid's impressive, man. He's gonna make the team out of training camp next season. I'm convinced.
Yeah, yeah. When I saw him live in, it's a little different when you see guys live. When I saw him live
Absolutely.
in Laval, I was like, yeah, this kid's gonna be with Montreal next year,
Dude,
for sure.
and there was many times where it's like even in Laval he was inconsistent. You see him with Montreal, like it's like he never skipped a beat in the minors.
No, exactly.
He's a different player, and maybe because his role is a little bit more reduced in a sense, playing third line, having a third line role, kind of maybe less pressure. But either way, man, the kid continue what he's doing because
Yeah.
he's showing that he could stay. But yet, I'm so happy that he could go back to Laval if they make playoffs. And they're speaking of Laval, they're playing live right now as we speak, and they're winning 2-1. They need these wins. They need these fucking wins, man. Logan Mailloux, another goal. Good for him. So happy. But I don't know. I like this Jacob Peltier trade. It was a 1-for-1 trade. You're basically trading a second. What did I say?
Jacob
Oh,
Peltier.
Knock. It's all these Quebecer names.
and you know what?
Jacob
You keep saying Jacob Peltier, but
Yeah, I know.
Daryl Sutter couldn't even remember his fucking name.
Really?
Was it Daryl? Well, it was one of the Sutters.
Well, what about
Calgary.
Gord Miller? Gord Miller, when Suzuki scored the winner against Nashville, he ended up calling his brother's name.
Ryan.
Oh my God, by
Uh,
Ryan Suzuki. He's like, then he went on Twitter. Like he's been off Twitter for a while. Then he's like, I closed my account for a bit, but I'm coming back on just to say specifically an apology to the Montreal fans and Nick Suzuki for calling
His
him
brother.
by his brother. Yeah. Which whatever, it happens. It's fine. But I like this. You know what's funny about the Jacob Perreault trade is that when I saw the news on my phone, like my heart stopped for a second because for a split second I thought we got his brother, Gay Perreault.
Are you nuts?
Dude, oh my God. Like I had to look at my phone 3-4 times to make sure that I was looking at the right name and not Gay Perreault. It was Jacob Perreault or Jacob Perreault.
Why
The
would you
son-
ever think we got Gabe Perreault?
I completely forgot about Jacob Perreault. That's why. Completely forgot about him. The only Perreault I know is Gay Perreault, and just watching him in the World Juniors, like, the kid's phenomenal. And seeing what he's doing with Boston College, kid's unreal. But we still got Yannick Perreault's son, which I think is pretty cool. He's one of my favorite players in 2002. Michel Terrien didn't put him at the face-off, though. Let's
Against
put Bill,
Carolina. Put Bill.
let's put
I'll
Bill
never
Lindsay in
forget it.
there. I'll never forget that either. But
Uh,
listen, speaking of Carolina,
Yeah, they're going for it.
they're going for it.
yeah,
You know who else is going for it?
Jake Gensel.
Well, dude, they gave holy fuck. That was a hefty price for Jake Gensel, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew they were
Right.
gonna pay.
They
Fuck, I didn't think that much though.
Yeah, but
You're always
So
gonna
I get-
overpay at trade deadline.
Yeah.
again, I think sometimes some players are underestimated, and it's like
Mhm.
say, okay, who's Jake Gensel? But you know the way he's played with, especially with Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
Crosby, when they went for their run.
Crosby
So-
wasn't too happy, with that move.
Yeah,
No,
I think he got a bit of a wake up call, being like, yeah.
does he want to come to his favorite boyhood team for a year?
Dude, oh my God! If Crosby comes to the Montreal Canadiens, Joey, I might make out with you and more.
Okay,
oh
so
boy,
Yeah, no, Crosby looked like he got slapped in the face by reality and is like, yeah, this era in Pittsburgh is done.
It is.
And
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
there.
I don't even think he's a fan of Kyle Dubas anymore.
Was Toronto really a fan of Kyle Dubas?
I don't give two flying fucks about what happens to Toronto and Kyle Dubas.
Was Shanahan a fan of Kyle Dubas?
Oh, that's another thing too. Huh?
Yeah.
So look, while we're on that subject, boys, who won the trade deadline and who lost?
I would say winner
Go.
because given what they have in front of them and what they did, I'm gonna go with Vegas. Now
Oh.
I don't
Yes.
I don't like what they did because they pulled a Tampa, and for God's sakes, Gary Bettman or whoever manages everything to do with the ruling for the LTIR. I know it's not a rule now, but good Lord,
it's within the CBA.
I know, but good Lord, fix it.
General managers wanted this. Gary Bettman's got nothing to do with this, by the way.
I'm not saying Bettman. I'm just screaming out to the highest person I know in hockey, which is Gary Bettman.
Gary Bettman.
So,
but he had nothing to do with it. Again, like
it's not just me talking about it. Even like a lot of experts, journalists are voicing their opinions. Like this isn't right. They need to do something to fix this. We saw this with Tampa, and we're seeing it. We saw this probably many other times, but we're now seeing this with Vegas now.
But I laugh at all I'll call them crybabies, and I don't give a shit. Like I laugh at those complaining about it. Like, and my cousin's one of them. Like he's fucking losing his shit. Chris is losing his shit about Vegas, and I'm laughing so hard because it's if you look at one point of view, it's I guess it's annoying in a sense. I'm sorry. It's within the rules. Nobody's fucking cheating here. Tampa didn't cheat when they beat us in the Stanley Cup Finals. And you know the funny thing is Tampa Bay complained about this.
Exactly. Yeah.
The league said, suck it up. It's within the rules. Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Basically.
So nothing's wrong with the team doing it.
You don't have. Okay, look. I'll say this. I'm at least humble enough to say this. You don't have to like the rule, but it's within the rules.
You have to. I don't mind what the team did because they exploited the rule. It's what I don't like is I hate it's the rule itself that needs to be changed. So what Vegas did, I'm not mad at Vegas.
There's a lot of people. Dude, are you kidding? If Vegas wins the cup, you know how many people are going to claim them to be cheaters?
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't claim that. Like they're within the rules. That's
because you're smart, Joe. I can't believe I'm telling you this because you're smart.
If people look at what cheating is.
It's okay. Vegas won't win.
You know, the Patriots cheated. Juventus cheated. Those are cheaters.
Those are terrible teams.
The Tampa Bay Lightning were not cheaters. And guess what? The Vegas Golden Knights are not cheaters.
It's the
holy shit! What a fucking club they put together.
So Noah Hannafin, Anthony Manta, and Thomas Hertl.
But Hertl is on IR too. Oh,
he's coming back. He's coming back at the end of the year.
I don't know if Mark. They're not sure if Mark Stone is coming back though.
So regardless, maybe they're making another cup run.
Well, good for them.
A lot of people,
for them, man.
People are going to listen to this are going to say, "Well, they traded a lot of the first round picks." I looked at their team. Yes, they're sort of aging. Vegas, they are, but I mean, I don't think they're in a situation where they're too over the hill like Pittsburgh is, and they need to rely on rebuilding. They're not at that stage yet. They're still at the stage of making cup runs. So to me, look, exactly. I saw this firsthand with experience with I'm an LA Rams fan, right? And I saw this firsthand in football. They did the same thing 2 years ago when they won. They signed guys. They signed a quarterback, and they got a bunch of really good players. Like you're talking about the Hurdles, the Manta, Hannafin, like high quality players, and they said, "Fuck it, we're going on a Super Bowl run for them." They want it all, but then they were very close to the end, where I don't think Vegas is. Like Vegas has more of a window, and then at the end they had to get rid of so many guys because of cap, etc. And they were bad like the year after, 2 years ago. They were bad. Vegas not there yet, but Vegas can make a cup run the next couple of years. I don't know how they're going to manage all these salaries at the end of the season, but at least for now they can make a cup run. So to me, it's like, screw it. Like people think of the future, like, oh, but I want to get this dominant team in 3-4 years. Well, Do you want to win a cup now, or do you want all those first round picks for next 3-4 years?
That
So
you're
you
not
have
sure-
to decide. And to me, I'll
that
always
you're
say
not
cup
sure of.
run. That's your
Yeah.
goal, is to win a cup.
Yeah.
So
But
I
I,
just think
I totally agree, Joe. I don't think I could say better than that.
I don't understand guys that think like, oh, I want to keep my my first round pick 2 years, in the next 2 years, a 2025 first round pick. Well, what's the point? You're going for the cup run now. Who the hell cares in 2025? Yeah, but the team is going to be okay. But you're winning the cup. If you win the cup now, are you going to be pissed off in 2 years? You want 2 straight cups? No, you shouldn't be. Anyways, to me, if you win a cup, I would be satisfied for the next little while because you win. I don't think any team is of the Pittsburgh Penguins anymore or the Chicago or LA. They made it too hard to do where you can win 3-4 cups, in a span of 5-6 years.
6 years. Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's way too difficult. But if you can
Yep.
win back to back, that's pretty fucking good. So I actually
And Tampa did it, despite what kind
Yeah.
of seasons it was and the style of playoffs that it was. They still did it.
they still did it, and I love what Vegas did. They're going all in for it. I kind of want Montreal to be like that. Like that's what pisses me off, that Vegas has been here since.
Yeah, but
what,
okay. So here, let me beg this question: was it easier for Vegas to do it since they were an expansion team? Only around 5-6 years now, or 7-8 now, whatever. Whatever amount.
I don't see why it would be easier.
Because
They
you're
doing it
because
based
because
off
you're
their
getting.
success.
Pardon me.
They're doing it based off their success.
Yeah.
They were smart by who they were. Sam, to me, an expansion team coming out, I don't care if you're picking one guy from every team. The fact that you made the final the first year, I'm sorry, the teams that didn't even make playoffs that year and the following years, it's a little embarrassing.
Well, I think seeing as the way they made the finals that year, they're like, I think they looked at that team and being like, oh my God, okay, wait a minute. All we have to do is add a couple of pieces here and there that could elevate the defense, elevate the offense. So what do? They bring in Mark Stone. They tried with Max Pacioretty. It didn't quite work.
Well, he did all right, but
He did it, but he did all right. Exactly. Did I mention Alex Pietrangelo? They brought him in. Then, oh my God, Mark Stone's a free agent. I also think the location helped.
yeah, of course it does.
I think the location of Vegas helped.
But
I
it's
don't
good
know.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
they're how old as a team now? How old are they as a team?
On average, what's the average
No,
age?
how old the team? The team is
Well,
Vegas.
They made the cup in the first time in 2018.
2018.
I was in Thailand when I was at an airport in Thailand when I watched Lars Eller scored the winner, or Devontae
So
scored
they're
the
a
winner.
6-year team, and they came into the league and they've been bossing it. They've made a final, a semifinal. They won a cup. They've been bossing it, and they started by having good enough scouting to take pretty good players off of teams,
And that was their plan to begin with. I think their plan was like make the playoffs right away.
Well, they should want to every year.
These draft picks, because we actually got like decent enough players already that are kind of in their prime age.
Sam, that's a reputation now.
Yeah.
It's gonna look. I don't think
it's gonna wear it down eventually. Yes.
I love that reputation. I'm sorry. I kind of want that for Montreal.
I think it's great, but I just don't see that mentality of general manager working in this market. I don't even see
it won't.
Not even in Toronto. It wouldn't work in Toronto. I just don't think. I don't know. But there's two ways. It's either you go the route that Montreal is in terms of rebuild, or you go the route that Vegas is doing, what Tampa is still trying to do. The teams that are stuck in the middle, kind of like the Detroit Red Wings, a combination of young talent and pretty good veterans, they have to go on some kind of hot streak. Right now, Vegas and Tampa are just loading themselves with fucking talent. And guys that are good players that could be depth players as well. You just reduce their role a little bit, but you give them a very good opportunity as well. Man, like I think for me,
Vegas, I don't see Tampa.
I think Vegas is the winner too, by the way. But Tampa, look,
Yeah.
getting
Vegas, what?
as the
for the
winner of the trade
draft
deadline.
trades.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have.
I'm talking about the cup. No.
No, I think they're
I wouldn't be
favorites.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win, man.
To me,
I wouldn't
they're
be surprised.
favorites with well, they're favorites in the West with probably Colorado, and in the East it's Florida. I didn't mind what Florida did today.
Florida, Tampa, dude. Tampa getting Duclair and Matt
Nah,
Dumba.
Yeah, they did
Guys,
okay, but I just think with
guys,
their
you're
aging
forgetting
squad, they
about
won't
Carolina.
outlast Florida. I don't think they'll outlast Florida.
Florida with
Carolina, I don't know, man.
Tarasenko. Look, hold on. With Florida, Tarasenko and Kyle Okposo, again, they're
They
not.
didn't need much, Florida. To me, they didn't need much, so they did it.
But they got depth players. They got Tarasenko, who won the cup. Kyle Okposo, again, him too. Give him a grinder role. I'm sure he's a great teammate. Reduce his role. It's fine. To be honest, Carolina with Kuznetsov and Gensel is great.
Kuznetsov, I don't know, man. Sam, he had such a bad year. I know Washington's having. He had such a bad year. They put him on waivers. I don't know how much he'll help them.
They went on waivers. He didn't
like
go on waivers because of the play. He went on waivers because of the whole player assistance and all that stuff. So when he was supposed to come back,
I
they put
didn't
him
know
on
that, but
waivers.
I've seen him play, and he's been playing bad this year.
Yes,
Ooh,
well,
he's been
he was
really
going through the.
His head wasn't screwed on straight. So
maybe it changes junior for sure. But to me, Carolina, I think they did okay, but I don't know. They don't convince me as much as Florida.
But you want to know why? Because I still think
Colorado.
they could have gotten I still think they should have tried to get a defenseman.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
And I actually thought David Savard might have been that guy for them.
Yeah, that was possible.
On the right side.
Look, we saw them firsthand yesterday, Carolina, and I know Montreal's been doing better against better teams, but for 2 periods, even 2.5, we were giving them a run for their money. I don't know. Florida.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah,
Carolina yesterday.
Yeah, but Carolina fucking tires you out, and that's what
I know, but when I see us play Florida again, I don't go out of my way to watch every single one of their games like Montreal. But when I see Florida play, man, they're just always after you.
Yeah,
I know Carolina wear you down, but a team, to me, Florida's after you and Vegas is after you for 60 minutes. Carolina's more like, I'm going to wear you down to the third period. But that doesn't always work against good teams. And when I watch them playoffs, they always disappoint.
The thing is about Florida is they probably play more or less the same style like Carolina, but they're bigger and they're fucking meaner.
But they start from the beginning, Florida. Carolina doesn't. They start from minute 1, Florida, and they don't let you go. And same with Vegas.
I think with Carolina, it depends on their opponent. I feel like they don't start right away against weaker opponents, and when they see that, oh shit, they're actually challenging us. Yeah, okay, we need to step on the gas pedal a little bit.
I don't think they're gonna have a good playoff. I think they'll win a round or 2 or whatever it could be, but I don't think
with Freddie Anderson back, I don't know. Maybe they get new life and
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about. I'm not sure.
They're on my fraud watch alert for this playoffs. They're on my fraud watch. We should do a section of that fraud watch.
Fraud watch alert. We could definitely do that.
Carolina for me.
Who else? Edmonton getting Adam Henrique and Troy Stetcher.
Whatever.
What
about Middlestat in Colorado?
Dude, I was so shocked about that trade.
The 1-for-1, yeah.
No, Bowen Byron.
Wow, but holy shit, Buffalo on their left side. You have Rasmus Dahlin, you have Owen Power, and you have Bowen Byron.
It's a Montreal 2.0 with the defenseman.
Yeah, they just have defense.
Yeah, Maybe they sent Justin Barron their way on the right side. He plays with Bowen Byron. They played on Team Canada together, I think. I don't know. Did you like Winnipeg getting Toffoli?
I feel bad for Toffoli.
It's weird, huh? Like he's such a good player, yet he's getting moved around. Like
I saw today on
true.
Twitter,
It's like
I saw the best saying from him. He's a victim of his own success because he's going to these teams time and time because he's a good player.
Teams want him,
yeah. So teams want him, but then they're up against the cap. They can't keep him, or they have trouble, and they gotta tear down a little bit.
Yeah.
So again and again.
So, out of almost all of these players that we named, there's only 2 of them that still have another year left on their contract and still got traded: Kuznetsov and Jake Allen. Everybody else on this list that I have here, they're all free agents next year. And personally, I think that was the difference maker of why Savard didn't get traded, or maybe a Yoel Armia didn't get traded. It's because they still got a year left. You want to
Yeah,
throw
you're
in,
right.
you want to throw in the well, we're only able to retain one contract, or maybe we could have retained all three. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, maybe. I still believe majority of the reasons why it's because these guys still have a year left. So that's why,
Yeah,
Joe,
it's possible.
not to go full circle, but the fact that they still were able to trade Allen despite having a year left, we're not getting into it again. That's why I'm good with it. Who are the losers though? Who do you think lost?
Ooh, give me a second to think. I don't know because it's not.
Yeah, but you're
I
basing
don't
it
find
on
there
who
was
didn't
as many
trade.
sellers.
I'm thinking of teams that
Should have done something.
should have done something. Yes.
Oh my god.
I listen.
You,
You
you,
have
you
some-
could
you
you
have
can say
someone in mind,
you could
Sam?
say Toronto should have done something. You can say
I'm with you 1,000%, Adrian, and I'm not saying this because
like
I hate their guts.
no,
But
but it's just to say it's like you want to win, you want to perform, so shouldn't you be doing something? That you want to
Toronto,
get? Yeah, yes, you got Lubushkin, but
but on a Stanley Cup contending team, what is he on defense? What number is he on defense?
fuck, I never even heard of this guy.
Exactly. That's exactly. So he's what?
Sorry.
A number 6, a number 7, to the best of our knowledge as Habs fans. Okay, Joel Edmondson, seeing him in a Toronto jersey is gonna make me fucking.
Yeah, but
It's gonna
whatever.
make me puke. And because I love Joel Edmondson and I love the way he punished Austin Matthews during that Stanley Cup run, and seeing him go there now is makes me want to vomit. But Joel Edmondson now is not the same Joel Edmondson when we
Yeah.
went to the finals. Like, he's got back issues. So he's what? On a Stanley Cup contending team, aside from the Canadiens, he's a number
Four,
at best
yeah.
a number 4 or a number 5. Who's
I
their
have
who?
a team. I have a
who-
team when we're done about Toronto.
Okay. Well, who's Toronto's number 1? Morgan Riley. Who's their number 2?
McCabe? I don't know. I don't even know the fucking player.
Exactly.
Like,
What happened to Jake Muzzin?
I'm on the freaking score looking at defense.
Muzzin's done. Go to a daily face-off and look at their line combo.
McCabe, Muzzin's done.
Yeah, Muzzin
Yeah.
already done.
Well, see, they had Klingberg and then
He's done.
Yeah, Toronto definitely.
Giordano,
Jordan is no offense
Yeah,
to our paisano. He's old.
then TJ Brody. That's
Should
who
have got
else.
Mete back. Speaking of Paisan.
TJ Brody is not a number 2 on a Stanley Cup contending team.
There you go.
No, they didn't do much. I didn't want to
Like
mention
look,
Toronto because I figured
look at Vegas, Petrangelo, Shea Theodore, Noah Hannafin, what's his who else? Not McNabb. Oh my God, I'm drawing a memory blank here. Hold on a sec, I'll figure out his name. Yeah, McNabb's there. I said Shea Theodore. I said Petrangelo, the Zach Whitecloud, the Nicholas. Oh my God, and they still have
Okay,
Aiden.
let Joey say his team.
Oh my God, they have Alec Martinez, who might come back. There we go. That's the guy I was looking for. Alec Martinez. Like, Joey, who lost the trade deadline?
I don't think this team did enough, especially given their standings. Vancouver Canucks.
Yep.
I personally wasn't a big. I mean, Elias Lindholm was not having a good year, and they were trying to trade him, if I'm not mistaken.
There were rumors. Yep.
There were rumors about them being the first team to make a big acquisition, only to trade him. So the fact that they were trying to trade him, who was it for? Which big player was it? I'm drawing a blank. Was it for Gensel?
Was it
for
not
one
for
of the.
Gensel? I think it was for Gensel. No.
Yeah. So the fact that they were trying to trade Lindholm to get Gensel, that doesn't sit well. This is a guy he doesn't even have 40 points yet, and he's projected to end with I saw before 49 or 50. I don't know. That was their only trade, and I don't think they've done enough, especially given their standings. Maybe yes, they are a younger team for the most part. I mean, your core is younger with Pettersson and Hughes, but if you were trying to make a cup run, you're in a perfect position. You're having such a great year. I think they should have done a little more to push them forward. I don't think Lindholm was enough.
Well, I mean, I think their top 6 is still quite stellar, and they're having a great year. On defense, aside from Quinn Hughes, I mean, you got Tyler Myers.
That's where they could have done more.
They got Zadorov too. Don't forget Ian Cole. Maybe. I mean, Noah Juleson is finally having some kind of a good season. I could agree with you, Joe, that yeah, maybe Vancouver should have done more, but I really think they're just
they want to stay put.
Exactly.
I
think the way they're getting coached by Rick Tocchet, I really think they got something. I think they feel like they really got something special going on.
They weren't one of those teams that were supposed to be there, right? No one projected.
Yeah, exactly.
So it puts them in a tough spot. But man, imagine the season they're having. Look, they're playing really good. I started watching some of their games, and I've been honestly, I've been impressed by some of their players, like this Hoglander.
Yeah,
Hoglander's he's been impressing with some of the goals he has. But I thought maybe on the back end when Hanifin went, I thought Hanifin would have been a good spot for him to go was Vancouver. I thought he really would have helped that defense because they've been scoring. I think you're right. I think scoring and offensively they've been fine. I think they could have just bolstered that defense for playoffs, and having someone like Noah Hanifin, I don't know. I think it could have worked better. So I'm not going to say they're the biggest loser because you guys mentioned Toronto. Toronto's always a loser in my books, but I think they could have definitely done more.
After Dallas got Tanev though, like they didn't do much, huh?
No, they didn't.
I think them too. I think they're just they're sticking it with what they got. Maybe they just needed Tanev for that depth defenseman, penalty killer.
Also, Hanifin, just to finish off, he's only 27. It's not as if you're talking about a guy who's in his 30s. So I think he could have done well with the rest of that young core in Vancouver. I don't know. I thought it would have been a good fit, and I really thought Vancouver would have done something more, especially because I saw the rumors about Gensel. But
would you guys consider New Jersey as losers? Maybe not so much losers. I don't know if that's a strong word, but the fact that they were all in apparently on Jacob Markstrom and they couldn't get it done, so they figured we'll settle with like second best and Jake Allen just for the sake of getting a goalie.
Yeah, they need a goalie and not.
Yeah, but they need a goalie, and then I saw they also traded
Toffoli.
No, not Toffoli, but they traded a goalie for a goalie also.
Yeah, Vanacek.
Yeah, Vanacek for
Kapanen.
What's his hold on.
Capo
Kakkonen, that's it.
Yeah. So it's like, but yes, I get you would say the loser, because they were supposed to project to go at least playoffs, and now it seems like
they're having a disappointing year.
Well, that's it.
They got plagued with injuries this year. New Jersey basically suffered the way we suffered last season with these injuries.
They basically the trade was basically we're not pushing. Let the Foley go. We'll swap the goalies.
Well, when they lost Dougie Hamilton, like that was it almost on the defensive side. But look, man, all that to say is I still have faith in this management, man. Like I really think
it's fine. It's just
it's
what bothered everyone the most, I think, was that we were stuck with the stupid 3 goalie.
And it's over.
Yeah, but what would
now it's finally over, and then
I don't know. We were talking about New Jersey. Why would they? It still puzzles me about taking Allen.
Because they're gonna play him.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, that's the you know what I mean? Like
Allen, they're gonna play him, and that they got the other goalie. The other one's gonna be the backup. Allen's gonna be their starter.
I don't know. It puzzles me. I don't know.
Like a lot of guys, like dude, a lot of analysts, especially on TSN, like they were scratching their heads as to this trade, and a lot of them like it's good for Montreal. I don't know about this for New Jersey.
But so why would New Jersey take someone like Allen, but then trade Toffoli? That's my question.
That's my question. So that's why I'm asking.
Because I just said it. They've.
You think they're giving up?
In a way, they've given up.
Yeah, but why would you trade for Allen if you're giving up? Like, to me, trading for Allen is not giving up. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Let me look at their standings real quick. They're
6
points.
They're
They're
6 points
6
back of wild
points
card.
away. So,
They're 3 wins.
jeez.
They're right. They're still kind of there. I mean, it's 3 wins. It's not.
Yeah, but you're up against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know
And,
it's hard in Detroit. It's
yeah,
hard. It's for sure it's hard. But okay, so are you a seller? But are you? I don't know. They did both in this case. They got rid of
it's weird.
Toffoli,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they took Allen.
yeah.
Allen shows me you're a buyer, but getting rid of Toffoli shows me you're a seller. So I don't know. I was confused. I don't know if you can call them losers, but they had a very very interesting trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Unless like,
Yeah, it's weird.
maybe they're, I don't know.
It's hard.
Like,
Exactly.
no, but maybe it's like I said, like Allen didn't get to play, but maybe they know that he can play and can in a way perform to help the team. So that's why they're like, okay, let's.
Could be. Maybe.
Why they got rid of Toffoli? I don't know. What was the return from the Jets?
Second and a third
for picks, unless they know someone's coming back that's gonna replace him.
I don't know.
That's an injury.
It's an that's definitely exactly that was the head scratcher of the day. But I still think it worked out great for the Canadiens. I truly believe that, despite having to retain the salary.
Fine, well, yeah, it helped the Canadiens in a way of we got
stopping
rid of
the
carousel.
three goalie carousel. Yeah.
Sorry, Sam. Before we move on with Toffoli,
yeah.
just to say, it's not like he's having a bad season either. He
No,
has 26 goals.
Yes, that's why everyone. That's why again,
he's on pace for it's a 30 goal scorer, because I don't see him how he will not hit 30.
You know what? You know what? The more I think about it, I think Winnipeg is a bit of like that unsung hero, silent winner, having Monahan and now going get Toffoli.
I'm not a big fan of Winnipeg. Screw them. I don't know. There's something about them. I don't know. They always get these guys that like, look, you have Gensel, Hanifin, Hurdle, and then for Winnipeg you have Toffoli, and they're taking our seconds over here. They're taking Montreal seconds with Toffoli and Monahan. I don't know.
Well, so is Toronto going to get Edmondson.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You're right. I don't know. I don't think they did bad, but I don't think it's enough for them to win. I can't see them the team.
But Toffoli's done at the end, is a free agent.
Yeah, they all are.
Oh, they all are, except for Kuznetsov, Adri. Like I said,
Kuznetsov and Allen, yeah. So they might try, maybe knowing. Maybe the whole Toffoli thing with New Jersey is
you come back.
He's not going to come, or there's that. Then maybe they made the whole handshake agreement. Say okay, go, and then come back and we'll sign you. Or they know he's going to cost too much to resign, so might as well send them out and get something back.
Unless they're going to try to target another free agent somewhere. Then maybe they need that money to sign him or something.
Well, that's it. Because
it could be that too.
Because if he wants to stay, he's got to. He said he's a free agent, so they know he's gonna. There's a possibility of him hitting free agency.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna have over like $21 million in cap space next year, and a lot of the older guys are gonna go too as well. So, maybe they're targeting someone. It could be that they're targeting someone next year, someone they feel like that could be better than Toffoli or something.
Sam, we didn't mention Sam and Adri. We didn't mention one more team, the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I was gonna talk. They could have done more than what they got.
Anything, but I never feel like you're a winner. Like, it sounds stupid to say, but I never feel like you're a winner if you don't do anything and you're a contending team.
Well, they got Roslovic, so like he's a good solid. The Rangers.
They could have added a bit to their.
But I mean, they already have a pretty solid D core. It's for New York. What's going to come down to is it's their best players need to be their best players at the right time.
True.
Like Zibanejad's got to show up, Panarin's got to show up, and Shesterkin's got to hold the fort. If you look at last playoffs, it was only Kreider that was doing everything, and Shesterkin shat the bed. But if those three, if Zibanejad, Panarin show up, If they get something out of Lafreniere, and if Shesterkin holds the fort, this team could go far.
There's also what's his name, Trocheck.
Yeah, and they got
Yeah.
Trocheck too. That's going to help them big time. Yeah.
You know, I love that I considered a loser today was fucking Boston too. Pat Maroon.
Oh, and Pat Maroon,
That's
fucking
it.
Jack
And
Edwards. That's a Jack Edwards karma's back in your face
yeah.
type of deal.
And they
Yeah.
just they look considerably worse than Tampa. I don't know about Tampa because Tampa got a little better. Florida, Carolina, they look considerably worse than them now.
Yeah. So if the playoffs were to start right now, we'd be seeing a Boston Toronto series and Florida.
This fucking division has
Yeah.
to change.
See, Joe, this I hate. I think I hate this whole division rivalry setup bullshit. I think I hate that more than I hate the LTIR system.
Okay, yeah, that I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Okay, we'll all agree on
I
that.
thought you were going to talk about the NHL point system, but
No,
I
I mean,
thought
no.
you-
More and more, I'm agreeing with you that, like, listen, 2 wins for a win in regulation, 1 win for a win in shootout or overtime, 0 points if you lose. That's it. That's all. I think you'll have guys compete a lot harder.
2-1-0 or 2-0, whatever, any
2-1-0.
combination.
2-1-0. No, it's smart. 2-1-0. You lose, you lose. No matter where you lose. You
But-
win in
Yeah.
overtime. You needed more time than 60 minutes to win, or you need a shootout to win. No, you get 1 point.
But before that, and like this goes well with trade deadline, again, we're seeing the same teams because of these fucking divisions.
Yeah.
Dude, that's another thing, though, like how these teams are building their teams. It's because of these fucking division rivals.
Yeah, because they know who they're
it's-
going to face.
Is it great or is it not so great? Yeah, I totally agree.
I rather the unpredictability of going in.
Just East-West, man. Oh, man, I couldn't agree with you more, Joe. What a way to end the show, buddy.
1-8.
1-8, and that's it.
Well,
Well,
Exactly.
real quick, did you see the women's league, the PWHL, what they're doing?
No, I didn't.
Well, like it's a lot easier for them to do it with 6 teams, but the team that wins first overall, they get to decide who they play first in their first round.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very interesting, but it's doable with a 6-team only league.
But how would that work? It's just the President's Trophy winner, who come first overall.
They decide who their first opponent is.
And what about everybody else?
Everybody else, it goes by rank. I think it's or hold on a sec. I gotta double check this because I was listening to it real quick, but I wasn't fully paying attention. I think it's the top 4. I think it's the top 4 teams that make it out of the 6, and the first place team decides who their opponent is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
See, that's interesing. That would something I wouldn't be opposed to in
not in the NHL. I don't want to see that.
You have East and West. You have 16-16. Whoever comes first over on both gets to decide their opponent, then rest is by ranking. And then it's bracket from there. I don't mind it, but again, I'd rather go back to at least East-West.
East-West, yeah. First and
1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. Please.
If anything, I'd say whoever wins first overall, whoever wins the President's Trophy, if they go to the Stanley Cup Finals, they get home ice advantage.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I would do that. Or
but
go back again to this conversation.
Pardon me? Well, because of what if the President's Trophy winner doesn't make it to the final?
Well, then you go by whoever's the best ranked out of
that's
finalists.
Fair. Yeah, that's
out of the 2 finalists.
How do they do it? They alternate?
What do you mean? How do they do?
How do they do it now?
The
Stanley Cup Final. Who gets home ice advantage?
I'm pretty sure it's whoever was ranked the highest in the standings. I'm pretty sure. Or like we said this many times, you do the All-Star game, East versus West. Winner of the conference is
that's what they do in baseball.
They used to do that in the NHL, but
yeah.
I don't know. We have to make changes.
Yeah. East-West. Gary, if you're listening,
East-West.
I'm tired of seeing Boston, Toronto, and Tampa. Like the mixture of them three is fuck.
I know. All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. I think we did the full circle. Once again, this episode was sponsored by Quick Feet. If you're a hockey player like us, you love skating, if you love playing hockey, and you want to improve your game, you want to improve your skating, go to Quick Feet. I'm telling you, these things are awesome. Type in the promo code CurfewBoys10. That's CurfewBoys10 for a 10% discount. You will not regret it. Once again, thank you, Quick Feet. This episode was sponsored by Quick Feet. Thanks to all our listeners, new or from the very beginning, brand new and old news or old, new, old. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. Really, really appreciate the support like always. Please like and subscribe to the Curfew Boys YouTube channel. It is free. Tell your friends about us. Spread the word, spread the love. It'll only make us grow and make us better. All of our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any podcast platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, I think. You can follow us there. Join the conversation.
What's Twitter?
TikTok?
What's Twitter? Oh, X.
X. Yeah.
TikTok. I think we have to put the defib on that and try to revive it. But you never know. Hey, listen, Mike Tyson's making a comeback.
So
could the Curfew Boys on Twitter. On TikTok. So
don't get me started on
Joe,
that.
Adri, it was really great having you here, bud. Off of LTIR, unlike a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, Joey. Always great to have you as always.
Had enough cap room to bring in Adri today.
Had enough cap room, exactly. 2v1. Looks like it ends in a draw, like always. Because
no, you lost to Sam.
I didn't lose shit, motherfucker. No, I didn't lose shit. Okay. No,
you lost the argument.
I refuse to accept the L on this one. No W's. Joey, you're not getting 2 points. Joey and Adri, you're not getting 2 points, and I'm not
going. You're getting that
I'm
one.
I'm not walking
point,
away
Joe.
with 0. Okay.
That stupid loser point.
Listen, if to those of you who are listening to this episode, if you're at the very end, type in who won. Did Sammy win or did the Joey Adri combo win? Please let us know. Gentlemen, have a good night. Don't forget Laval Rocket are winning 4-1 against
how close are they to playoffs? I'm sorry to ask this. I'm not.
Oh man, they gotta start winning. They're not far, but if they keep losing, forget it. It's I don't have the standings in front of me, but yeah, they gotta start winning. Okay. And if they make playoffs, we all gotta go. I will buy.
I like the atmosphere when I was
sick
there.
Vibe. The playoff vibe is sick. Like we should all go together. It would be a freaking-tastic night.
Maybe
Gentlemen?
we can own Suzuki. Help.
Maybe we could.
Maybe we can throw Joey.
We'll throw Joey on the coaching staff. All right.
No, throw Joey down.
We'll give them all Quick Feet insoles, and you're gonna see how fast they're gonna fucking play. It's gonna be awesome, gentlemen. Until next time.
Bye now.
Good night.